So let's talk about let's talk a little bit about the picture. We find out what's in it, and then we start drawing and painting. Basically, what I want to say is the snow is never white. So we think about snow as oh, it's so white, but it's not white. It can be gray, it can be blue, it can be purple, even orange or whatever. But we don't think about the snow as white. Of course, we're going to leave a lot of white on the paper, but if you look at the picture, like for the where's my annotation? Let's say the roof. You see the roof is totally it's a gray blue. We can see here even more blue than the roof. We can see the sky here. This is orange. This is strong orange here on the left corner. It's a strong orange, but the sky is orange. Up here it's blue. Okay. Now we think about the like Maya was asking me, how are we going to do this painting? You know, but if you look at the branches and you look at the trunks, they are darker than the sky. Okay, so it means it
looks like gray.
It's gray, okay? But if we think about light and dark first in our ideas of how to create a painting, so we think, okay, what is the lightest, what is the darkest? And so you can see that all the branches, there's no foliage there, okay? But the branches, they are gray, okay? So a little bit darker than the sky. So we don't have so much problems with this. What I want to show is this diagonal, which is interesting to build the composition on it, and we have perspective kind of, okay. So we have here some kind of perspective. I guess eye level somewhere here, maybe somewhere here. Which means this goes down, this goes down, and this might be, you know, it's flat. Okay, this goes down. You see this? It goes down. The line from this corner of the roof to that corner, it goes down. Okay, it goes towards the background, and it goes down. So we have some kind of a composition that we can see those lines here. They go up, and these lines sure go down. And the same for the drawing. We say the roof, okay, it goes down as well. It doesn't go up, okay, it goes down. We have the closed corner. We have this corner closer to us than that corner, okay. So we start the drawing. We don't do too much of a drawing. But we do enough to get us some ideas where we're going with the colors. Any questions? Excellent, good job, guys. Okay, my board is a little bit wider than the picture. The picture is more narrow, and so I will try to do it somehow to build it on this. I like it a little bit bigger. So I want this water here. The water here is just wonderful, and this is basically is blue-orange painting. We say, and we have a lot of exercise for painters in art school. We say warm, cool painting. So this is really it's warm, of course, and this is cool, and the entire picture is cool. And it's interesting just to think about how to make it.
איך היית שם את זה לרוחב או לאורך?
You can put it vertical.
It looks like
for me, because of the picture and the way I film it, it is better horizontal. But you can put it vertical. It's okay. You got it, Jody? Okay. We can make it interesting later with the paint, but just let's have some ideas about the shape of the snow over the water here.
קשה לראות, you can't see your...
Can see my marks? So we got the shape first. We have the diagonal here, and we have the main shape of the two hats here. They go down. This is a bit lower. This one. We mark only what we think is important to remember. The rest we just do with a brush. So don't think about all the details that you see as something that is extremely important, and without this you're not going to make the painting. The main idea is to paint with a brush, after all. Not so much about paint the drawing, like filling the paint inside. This is not what we are thinking about. It is more idea about the placement of things. Now you want to think, what is your idea about the painting? What's going on? I think I'll bring this a little bit higher. I want more space here, a little bit more space here. So I see that a little bit too much farther down. I don't like it. There is a nice orange light here. What's going on there? Who knows what's going on there? This one, and maybe another one. The trunks, they are wider at the bottom, and they tend to be narrow at the top, so don't miss it. Here I will invent something. I missed something here. My composition is not so, is wider than the actual reference I have here. So I will invent something here, just to make it interesting. I guess we have some foliage here, or trees. This will make it later. What's going on here? This is interesting. The shape of the snow here is interesting. So I want to make it clear for myself when I paint. What has to be left as blue? What has to be left as white for the snow? Nice little shapes that they characterize what's going on, how the snow melt in the water. So, and this, I think it's a good idea not to let the water go all the way to the end of the composition. To have some snow here, and to let this comes here, down here, maybe something will go down here, and this will come against, kind of, and it will keep the composition more tight. And because we think the water will go and it will take us outside the painting, so it's good to stop. As if here we don't want to make anything interesting here or anything interesting here. It will be it will take the attention of the eye from the idea. All this we make later on. I mean, I don't think we need so much to work about the branches here. Just make sure that the house is not a midget's house. And windows. Maybe I'll put a figure here, maybe. I have enough space there. I will see, maybe I put some logs outside, maybe went outside to bring some wood to the fire, although we don't see any chimney here. It's what is it? They have electricity.
Log cabin.
Yes. This is summertime cabins, not for the winter. But somehow this guy just came in and we found him here. How's the drawing? Is okay?
Yes, thank you.
I think what makes it watercolor painting interesting is the use of the brush. Let's say in oil painting, you can just blend and you can hide everything. But with watercolor, you show everything you do, you show. So it's important to learn how to handle the brush. And all it takes is practice, just practice. I was participating in a workshop in Rome. Woo! It looks like ages ago, but it was a year and a half ago. And there is a beginner student from the States, and he just say, "Oh, I'm just seven months. I'm painting 7 months already. I'm really a beginner, and I would like to get better." So I said, you know, there's a saying that you need to make 1,000 paintings before you, watercolor paintings, before you really start to understand what this technique is about. He said, you know what? My Facebook headline, like I wrote on my way to the 1,000. So already, so you know, it's very common to think about 1,000 painting. Then you say, okay, now I can start. You know, now I can start. Because
what do you do with the 999?
You see, when you go to a cabin like this, and you have no wood to warm you up, you see, that's a good idea. It used to be. Nowadays, it's very special. But it used to be everybody was using a film camera, not the digital. In digital, you can make thousands of pictures. But back then, you had 36, and if you could put it very slow. Maybe you have 37, and you used to say if you have 3 or 4 good pictures out of 37, woo, that's a success.
Yeah.
Yes, remember this. And
Must remember.
I think we all remember this.
We all did that.
yes, but you don't take 36 pictures and you have 30 good ones. You have maybe 3, 4, and then the rest. You know. So let's say if you do 100 paintings, watercolor paintings, maybe you have 6, 7 nice one. You know. So you see it, you wait for the snow to melt and to get it warm, and then you just walk over the paintings and you say, left, bad one, right, good one. And then you see that the pile on the left is getting higher as the pile on the right, not that much. Okay, can we start painting or not yet?
Really?
Nearly, okay. let's have another.
And how much does it matter if you leave the pencil marks? Will they mess up in the?
I love the pencil marks. I love them, but it's it's individual. Some people really don't like them, and some people does. So we have this line.
That's what I wanted to see.
Okay, we have this line.
Yeah.
And then when I mentioned it, this corner of this house, and here it goes down, okay? It goes that way.
Oh.
You see? And this one goes down as well. And this corner up on the roof is higher than over there. So you see it goes down and down because we're some kind of I think here somewhere. This our wait a second. I think our eye is about here. Somewhere here. Okay, the blue line is where we stand. Okay? So everything under this line, the eye line, the eye level, goes towards the distance, it goes up. And everything goes backward towards the distance, goes down. Like from here, it goes down, okay? And from here, it goes up. Because we are higher than this corner, or lower than this corner. That's the idea. I put this figure here. If you want to put something, I think this is very interesting and nice. I didn't want to bring him here in front of the house and some kind of put it here. I think it's too much of blocking kind of the component because it's nice and we have the river. We can think that this diagonal, although it goes this way, but we think about it goes backwards. From here it goes backwards here. So this is very nice. And then we have the diagonal, we have the horizontal lines, and then we have the vertical lines. And this is what we want in composition. That we have all kinds of lines that make the two-dimensional composition, let's say, because we think this and this, they cut the bottom part, and from here just the upper part, and the upper part is the buildings, the houses, and the sky. So it makes it interesting. And then let's say this trunk is just cutting this, and then here, and then here, and then here. All this you can think about it as ideas for the two-dimensional shapes that we see, and they play together. And this is what's interesting about the composition. The composition is everything in painting. Remember this. And then if we paint the light, so it's the values, light and dark. And if we are impressionistic, so we paint colors. Okay, can we start?
Yeah.
I want to start here, and this is some kind of orangey, but very light orange. Then we can see that later on the roof will get darker than the sky, and we have also some kind of orangey light. We can think about sunset or whatever, you know. Very nice.
So should we wet all our colors? Ready?
We call it choo-choo. Do you have this kind of?
Yes, like this.
Okay, so you have to wet your paints. Wet your paints, wet your colors, make them wet. Like this, like this, like this. Like my friend from Australia said, watercolors is first of all water. Water. Okay? And you want to think about the water.
Don't drink it.
No, but think about that you're working with water. It's not a paste. It's not something that you can move from here to there like oil paint. It's water. It is transparent. It drips. It goes everywhere, and you have unexpected results sometimes because when one color bleed to another one, you get something interesting. So we want to respect the idea that we are working with water.
You wet your whole paper?
No. I work wet on dry.
Okay.
But if you want, it can be a good idea. If you want just a little bit before we start, just I'll show you what I do. I take a wider brush. And maybe here a little bit, maybe here on top of the roof here, and just in this area. Okay, where I want the orange. That's all.
So where did you put the water just now? You put
Here, just here.
above the.
Yeah, above the roofs. Not here because I want to make some gray here. And this gray will bleed into this orange. Now I put this one.
How tilted is your paper? How tilted?
The angle.
about 45 degrees.
Thank you.
Now remember that the watercolor tends to get lighter when they dry. So calculate your darkness or lightness of the color according to this idea that it will be a little bit lighter at the end. Paint your picture, not the photo. Now I go cobalt, a little bit cobalt blue, and burnt sienna, just to have
Before you start,
gray.
the השתקפות הזה,
No. This is no. It's not basis. It's not a השתקפות. It's not a reflection.
is that a base? It's a base of it.
Yes. Here it's a base. Yes.
So
It's some kind of cement or whatever. Now I want the paint to bleed inside the wet orange. Okay? When you work wet on wet, you cannot stop. Kind of. You have to, because you want to make it, to bleed it together. So once it is dry, it will not melt anymore. Be a little bit darker here. See, I'm very, very light with a lot of water, just to give an idea of not white paper. and a little bit of light. So we have light here, we have light here. Remember, any light, any color that you put, it will show at the end, even if it's really something not so distinct at the first moment, but once it dries, you will see it. So any orange or whatever, here's a little bit more purple. You will see more purple here and more blue here. You will see it at the end. Now here the brown, red brown of the walls is darker than the trunks here, so we want to pay attention not to go over it. The trunks are darker than the roofs, so it's okay. But you don't want to make the trunks here. You don't want to make them orange. You want to work in between, in order not to mess the white of the snow on the trunk. So this is something that we have to think about. 1, 2. I didn't put one here. To this, to this. No, it sticks. I missed one here. I don't know if I want it. Okay, we'll see later. So I stopped here in order to not to go too much farther down, as if I have, let's say, border between earth and sky. So I put orange. I put orange here. You see the orange? Okay, but this class is English. I put, but orange is okay. You understand what is orange? Don't rush. The only time we have to think, we have to work a little bit faster than like with the sky, if we want the 2 or 3 colors to blend together. Then we have to work quite fast. Accordingly, okay. But if you work wet on dry, you can go have a coffee and then come back. You don't have to hurry. But once the paint is dry, you cannot add anything to it. You can put something on top, but you cannot add into it. So when you calculate how you're going to make something, you think, okay, is it going to be wet on wet? Is it going to be wet on dry? Whatever I'm going to do, you think about it, and then you do. You don't put the brush on the paper unless you know what are you going to do with it. You don't start to think, okay, what should I do with this? What should I do with this? This is not good. Practice with this. Okay. Now let's put some orange here. Not as dark as we see it, because we want a second layer. So I will think about more maybe more yellowish. I can see if you look at the picture. So there is a light orange in this mahogany, brown mahogany color. So maybe we put this first, and then there is some ideas for snow. So if you not paint it that good, that well, you might leave some white, as if we see the snow in the house. Now we have no chance, so no other way, no chance, no other way to leave the white for the branches. Some people might work with what we call masking fluid, which is a paste. This is masking fluid. Okay. Watercolor medium masking fluid. That will we put it on before we start, and then once it dry and we put the color and we want to, we lift it up and we have the white of the paper left over. So if you want to be really precise about preserving any white in your painting, you can work with this. It's okay. But for us, we are free painters. We don't worry so much about this white, and we can take the white gouache and add a little bit. It's okay. I'm from the white gouache church. It's not a synagogue, it's a church, okay? So don't mix. Some people think that watercolor is only about preserving the white of the paper with the brush. You don't do any masking fluid, and you don't do any white gouache, but for me it's okay. It's about the painting, it's not about me. If it's good for the painting, I'll do it. Now don't make any straight lines. The connection between the snow and the houses, because we want to have some more rural kind of. We want to have some natural feeling of how the snow is falling outside the house. Now look, nothing is too dark and nothing is too light. I try to keep everything in the same value in a way, except of course the sky. The sky is going to be. This is a sky. I'm not going to touch it anymore. Once it will dry, we can work on the trees. But right now, we want to keep it like this. Don't forget, we will make it darker afterwards, but it has to be totally dry. What we say, bone dry. Bone dry. This is the right expression. If you have any question, don't. This is it's a class. It's not a lecture, so you can ask anything you want. I hope I know the answer.
It's almost a private lesson. A third. We've got a third each one.
If you say too much, I may charge you more. You want to take your head a little bit farther and to see what's going on with your painting, what the progress, what have you done until now. And see, we're working on the upper part. There's a saying that I like to share, is about the brush. It's always better to work with the biggest brush possible. Biggest brush possible. Not with the biggest brush, but with the biggest brush possible. So of course, if you want to write your the name of your family on a rice seed, you don't use this kind of brush. Okay, maybe you need one hairbrush, but you don't want to make something like this with one hairbrush. So you want to be efficient with this. One brush stroke, it's enough. Has to make to give you the result you are looking for. If you're a house painter, okay, so you work with the brush or with the roller or whatever. But if you're a painter, you don't want to paint too much. If you have a flat surface, you just, as quick as possible, you want to finish it, to make it, to put it there. This is not one single brush stroke. This is what I'm talking about. This is it's an idea what you want to tell us. So. Okay. I'm not so sure what's going on here, but I put something there, and then here just to make it a little bit darker ideas for to make this light, to make this light. Okay, I want to make the first layer of the water, just to get the separation between the whiteness of the snow and the blue of the water. Now we can see that there's a lot of dark values here in the water in this area and dark values here, but we don't start with them. We start with the lightest. We don't start with the dark. We start with the lightest. So just pay attention to this. I don't have, okay. What do I have here? Okay. This is a phthalo blue. Phthalo blue. I have phthalo blue. Phthalo blue is more kind of greenish. Greenish. This is phthalo. And it's more greenish in a way. And then the darks, it's more indigo, more purple, the darks. So even I add a little bit of Pay attention. Work with a piece of tissue or whatever paper you have, so you can clean if you crossed borders or whatever. Just to be safe. Compared to the snow, it is really dark, but we still work thinking lighter. Add a little bit cobalt turquoise here. It's changed, not remaining with the same. Afterwards, we can wet again this area with the spritzer. And then work to make it darker and to give the texture of the water. But right now, you think about the shape of the water compared to the shape of the snow. That's it. The shape of the snow will come up. It will be the outcome of this shape. This is not about three-dimensional feeling right now. It's flat, totally flat. And this is good if you think about it. If you can think about it like this, it is good. Okay, nice. Good beginning. You done with the water? The first wash?
You get to the water.
Not yet. Okay. We wait 1 minute. So in the meantime, I take the blue. Cobalt blue is really good basic blue that you can think anytime you want blue that is common blue, I would say. It's not a turquoise, the kind of blue, not turquoise and not ultramarine or purple. So this is a cobalt blue. You can make it with burnt sienna. You make it gray, and beautiful grays. You can add more blue or more burnt sienna. And it's also warm cool, like we have here. Yes, warm and cool. It's a good combination if you want. some grays. So I want here some grays. I put here a little bit, one value darker than the sky there, just to give depth. After this it will be the trunks and branches and all this, but it's a little bit, make it a little bit darker, give a darker background to the as if there is something, woods or whatever, the far side. Now I take a little bit water, like brush my brush with a little bit water and soften the edges. Don't make anything too sharp. It's just what we want to think is what comes first and what comes second, what comes third. So let's say I want to continue with the roof here. And I see that the trunks comes afterwards. So first I do the gray and then I do the trunks here. Maybe I'll add this one. Can I? I don't know. Let's see later. So the roof is gray, another gray, blue gray. Darker than the with the roof I want to make one layer. I don't want to make like here 2 layers like wash. I want to make sure that this is just one touch and that's it. So we make it as dark as we think it is, and then it will remain like this. So make sure it's not too dark and make sure it's not too light. You want to see it compared to the sky. I think it's a little bit too light. I'll make it darker. A bit more blue. This one even has a little bit of orange here, if you can see. Good enough. Good enough. Make sure you enjoy, Jody.
I am.
Make sure you enjoy. Don't try to think oils or something. It's a different thinking. You know, that's why.
I'm having a good time, thank you.
That's why I'm saying you have to plan. Like you think, what will be the darkest is going to be the last one. Instead of in oil, we put the shadow and then we put light. We're building the light layers on top. But here it's completely different. We put the light first and then we go for the darks. That's the main difference between. So what I do if I don't know how to approach something, I take one part and I make experiment, and then I learn what to do, because this is pretty tricky. All the snow on the trunks, it is tricky. So now there is an orangey area here. You can think about it, and more green, blue, purple, brown underneath here. So burnt umber and ultramarine blue. This is my. If you have sepia, sepia is more yellowish blue, yellowish brown. Sorry. And if you mix it with blue, it will go towards green. Although brown, although dark, but still in direction of yellow. So it will give kind of a green when we mix with. Mix with blue, of course. Don't take your smallest brush, of course. But take something that can load some water and paint, and can be you can shape it a little bit. This is good. So I have a mixed sable and synthetic brush here. Top, it's more orangey because of the sunset.
What color did you use for the wig?
So I did this blue with sepia, cobalt blue in the sepia. I had a little bit yellow as well.
Because of this.
And on top I had orange, because on top is received some light from the left, so more orangey. Let's see, maybe this one will work. Jody, any other better word for branches? Like we have the trunk and we have the branches, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
And then very small branches are twigs.
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 Spell it, please.
Twig.
Twigs. Okay, thank you.
But you're not really going to see any, I don't think, in this. They're the little bit.
What's the twins? What are they?
The tiny at the end of the branches, the little bits.
Ah, okay.
What do you call it?
It's not so green. So green is green.
Not easy, this. Definitely not easy.
Yes, enjoy. Try to enjoy. This is the. Just give a feeling of this trunk raising up.
Now I have respect for watercolors.
Now you understand, huh?
Now I understand how difficult it is. It's so funny, I'm here in lockdown, but I feel I'm connecting with people everywhere. It's so bizarre.
That's great.
That's what Zoom does.
I know. Without Zoom, I think I'd be very depressed.
So we find all the alternatives.
And I'm lucky that I don't have, some people have studios away from home, and then it's difficult because all their art materials are in a studio, and they can't get to them easily.
And you're looking at them.
Well, mine's everything at home, like you.
Maybe I'll make a studio one day.
Pay attention that the branches, they are, it feels like if they're kind of arches, but they always break, like they're growing and they go one direction and then a little bit to the other direction and they change direction. So make them like this. If you make curvy lines connect to the trunks, it will not give the feeling of really. So just pay attention to this. Now there are. I just mark the darkest, and then I will do the lightest, more lightest here, just to give an idea of what's going on, because there is a lot of lighter values, and we talked about it earlier. It will be darker than the sky. Okay, so we will get some depth into this. Now let me work here where we did this darker value, just to get something outside my cone of vision. Always my first touch in the paper, it's kind of a test. I put something, I see if it works, okay, I go on. If not, I change it. But don't just decide about the color and then just work on this, because you don't know. Sometimes you see the value and color on your palette and you think it's right, but once it touches the paper, completely different. So make sure that you know where you're going, what you do. There's no mercy in watercolor.
Mm-hmm. Is it your favorite thing?
Right now, yes. But I'm also I started to dream about a portrait in oils.
Do you do self-portrait or other people?
I want people. There's an Indian lady here, very special face. I talked to her already, and she promised to show up soon. So I will make a drawing of her, I'll take pictures, and then I'll make because she works here, so she don't have enough, she cannot see it for days.
Right.
So I'll do the drawing and pictures. But watercolor, it's fun, really fun. And you know what's the most for you for an oil painter? You cannot get the light feeling of the white paper. You will never get it from any white. You take flake white, you take zinc white, you take titanium white. You put layers like this of white on your painting. It will not give you the feeling of you see already here. You know, this white is just amazing. So this is what attracts me to watercolor. That it shows the light. Yes, you put one value next to another one, and you have a feeling of light. Okay. It's a little bit tedious, huh? To make all this.
We've got half an hour, right?
What?
What time do you finish?
When the drawing is finished.
Oh.
No, it's up to
You plan 1 half hour? Are you busy?
I'm free till 11. That's like 1 o'clock for you. And then I'm teaching.
Okay, so you might. I will send you the recording for sure, and you can look at this.
I've gone too dark. Yours is much lighter.
Mine is also darker.
I think that's a beginner's thing. Go too dark.
No, it could be.
Look, the darkest will be the water. Okay? You see, the darkest will be the water. So, and then we have enough layer, another layer on the houses here, and make it darker, and this will be darker, and this will be light. This you can work all day on the branches here and the twigs and everything. Just make it believable. Yes, but there's a lot of work. But I think if we build the composition and we did the big shapes and we start put the colors, it's okay. We make the progress.
I'm cheating now.
You what? Cheating?
Cheating. I've got some gouache, white gouache. So so I can go in a bit white.
That's okay. Don't think that you have to finish the painting because you have only 2 hours for this. Maya asked me yesterday how it is to to have a pet when you are a painter. So it means that maybe your pet is coming to your leg and just nagging, "Let me out, let me out, let me out." So this is
You
what.
have a dog there?
Yes. So this I just opened the door for her to go out because she was impatient.
In England, a huge number of people bought dogs in lockdown. And when you go for a walk now, everybody's got a dog practically. And they're aware that when the lockdown ends and people go back to work, the dogs are going to be very upset. To be honest,
that was the excuse. People said, "Ah, we have to go out because and then the dog."
Exactly.
Because the excuse for the
But it's also, it's a matter of loneliness. People feel lonely.
Oh.
Do you live with other people, Amir?
No.
No, you're on your own.
Yes.
Have you had the dog a while?
9 years.
Yeah. I would like to have a dog, but I live in a flat upstairs, no garden.
Yeah, it's not easy.
So it's,
Yeah, remember your roof. You painted something on your roof, right?
I have a roof, yes.
You
But,
remember a painting on the roof? You showed me a painting on the roof, something.
yes, but I have to climb out the window to get there.
Judy, you've got the ceramics. Or the ceramics here.
Yeah, that's right. I'll send you a photo of snow on the roof the other day. It was amazing.
Ah, you had snow in it?
We had, just briefly, we had snow. It was actually very dangerous because we had a layer of snow and then it got cold and under the snow it was pure ice. And it was really, really hard to walk on it, even with good boots. Really hard to walk. Now it's gone. But that's London. The north of England, they've had snow, they've had floods. It's been really bad.
And to drive, it's even worse.
Yeah, I don't drive in it.
Okay.
But I think in Israel, if you're in a kibbutz, you don't feel on your own so much, do you? Because there's all the other people in the kibbutz.
This is what you think.
Now it's not like that.
It depends.
Well, that's my fantasy anyway.
It's not the kibbutz itself. It's the idea of space. You can go out and you don't bump into somebody. You can just
Right.
One can be outside.
I lived on Miriam's kibbutz a long time ago. Yeah.
But that's really different.
Gosh, was it different. Amazing. Well, I've learned a lot today, thank you.
Are you going away? That's it?
No, I'm just,
Ah, okay.
you know,
Yes. No, it's fun to have you, Jody.
thank you both. So.
I share my time between these.
You make it international.
Are you helping her a lot at the moment?
Because she's studying. She started studying before the baby.
Okay. Let's stay with the. Okay.
You don't want to hear about babies.
I have nothing to do, nothing else.
Okay. Thank you.
It's okay.
I'm putting in gouache now. I'm being very naughty. It's not the original type of painting.
I think there's a lot of work on the trunks and branches and twigs all here. So I want to go back to make the house darker, and then to go to the water and a little bit to the snow
What
here.
other colours do you put in the water?
I would put. You see, there's a phthalo blue.
Yes.
Phthalo blue will be here, for the darker.
Right.
Yeah, for the darkest. So.
And there's a weeny bit, a reflection of the kind of yellowy colour, isn't there? Tiny.
Here, yes. But this you have to put at the beginning, like I did here, turquoise kind of. And once you have the darkest, it will make the light values here. It will make it to give it a direction of the of better colors. So I see here is the lightest here, the light, very light, right? Mm-hmm. In this area, yes. Look, there's here from the sun. There's really orangey on the. You see here on these lines of the houses. There's orange from the left, and here, this area is very cold kind of. It's a cool values here, and it's warmer here. But see how it comes. Now I want to make. To make sure to finish the color of the houses here, and then I can go with white gouache on the branches and all this. So because now I want to make it. Now here the bricks here, but I don't know. I'm not sure I want to make it. Okay, gonna be nice. As we said, we check, not dark enough. Now, as dark as you make it, you still want to keep it. Transparent. So don't lose the transparency. For the value. this is the final layer on the building, so on the houses. So I don't want to make it one value. I add wet into wet darker values of brown, just to make it more interesting. That's the idea, just to make this not so much as a flat surface. Pardon?
I started with that color.
Pardon?
I started with that color, the house. It's darker.
Yeah, it's okay. Maybe we can add a little bit light lines with white afterwards. But I'm not going to make any divisions now between lines here with the paint, no, with the brush, no, not me. It has to look natural. It has to look like one flow. You know, we appreciate if we see an effort in a painting. We say, oh, he really worked hard, or she really worked hard for this painting. But the painting that we admire, though they say, oh, it didn't take him any minute, he just did it like this. I mean, right? The feeling that it didn't cost any effort to make it. So this is what I'm saying, that we want to make simple. Don't work too hard. I mean, work hard. Don't let anybody see this.
Don't make it obvious.
Yes.
I've got it on my fridge, the same. It's stuck.
Sometimes the paintings that you do when you're not worried about it, you're just working quickly, they're the best.
I'll say it in Hebrew, אם זה לא יהיה פשוט, זה פשוט לא יהיה. If it won't be simple, it simply won't be.
Okay. I buy this.
You use the point of your brush a lot, don't you?
Right now, to get the corners.
Yeah. This is the sort of brush I have. I don't know if it shows up here.
Show me. But this is for oil paint, for acrylic.
Oh, no, it's for anything. It's a sable brush.
Sable.
Yeah.
Really short.
It looks white.
It's got a triangle.
Let me see.
Can you see?
Yeah, I think it's like
It goes at an angle.
that's what I'm using here.
Oh, really?
You see this one?
I don't have you on the screen at the minute. I'll do it in a minute. I don't want to lose what I've got.
Do a gallery view.
Well, then everything gets too small.
No, and then you put a pin on the.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'll do that in a minute. I think I've got more detail than you, Amir.
That's okay. I think simple at the beginning, and then if I can add, like there's a lot of branches, a lot of the activity of branches on top, you know. So I want to prepare the background, so I will not have to work between the branches to fill in with this brown, orangey brown. And this can be a little bit not even, to give the feeling of as if snow is coming. You can work a little bit negative, like above the some weeds here.
So as soon as I'm allowed to leave the country, I'm going to come visit Israel. I should have been here a long time ago. I've got a ticket ready.
So you know your first visit after Kfar Anasi.
Where?
It's Lavot Bashan. This is where I am.
Of course, promise.
All right.
Excellent.
We're going to have to speak with them.
Well, I don't know that I'll be visiting my son anymore in Israel. It's terrible.
No, look, we talked not now. But Amir just moved to just a few months ago.
Oh. Is it a kibbutz that you're on?
Yes, yes.
And whereabouts is it?
Just north of, you know what the Old Mordechai is?
Yes.
The Shura. So it's a bit the south, not south, the east.
Mm-hmm.
When the paint is still wet, you can just scratch it a little bit, whether with a finger or with a blade or whatever you have, just to give a feeling of something there. Doesn't have to be precise, whatever. Now, in the picture, all of this is covered with snow, branches full of snow, and I will do it later. But we have the background, we have the houses here, and foreground. I have to work a lot on these drawings, but we get the idea. We get the idea. Now I want to make something with the water here, or maybe before here. Light values of blue. To make the snow blue. If your palette is dirty as mine, you are invited to give it clean it a little bit, because I want to be precise with blue on the snow. Yeah, mute yourself if you don't need to say something. You are on mute and everybody can hear you. Nice.
I just opened everything every time to answer.
Mute all, mute all, mute all. Okay, I mute you. Okay, now I mute you. Thank you. It has to be visible, but at the same time to remain very light. It's a shadow that the texture of the snow creates this kind of hills and mountains. You can imagine it. And this feeling goes down. Yeah, so here we can have this little bit hill here and this shadow here. This area is farther away, so I want it to stay a little bit darker than here at the foreground.
It's very good.
You feel the snow? You're an optimistic person, Jody. A little bit contrast, but not as we want to make in the water, just to make a little bit depth for the snow here, feeling of movement. And the snow, it doesn't come directly flat to the water. There is kind of slope. Okay, so before the water, we want to make this slope, this kind of plane that comes down to the water. So on top it will be light, and the side, this is how we describe the three-dimensional feeling of the snow. We should go to the Golan Heights to paint some snow. Come winter time, Jody, and we go to the snow. To the Hermon. To Hermon, yes, yes. Okay. Now time for the water. Once we have the water, we can go back and just play with the trees here. Okay. If you have indigo, indigo is also a good color for this area, for the darks. It's really a deep blue. the indigo. I think jeans you can make with indigo. Jeans pants. Denim. Now I want to work on the far side because the light is coming from the left. So the far side of the water, I think, is a lake. Everything is like a lake. So we're going to have some kind of shadow. So the darks will meet the far side, the upper side. Let's say the upper side. Okay, the upper side and the downside. The downside is the snow meets the water. The upper side is the snow meets the shadow and then the water. Okay, so if you try to look at it this way, you describe it better because we look from this direction. So we have some kind of a sharp line, like here, sharp line. But the other side, we see the slope and the shadow. Maybe finish here, don't see how it comes. It comes again. I think it's interesting to make a little bit of a gap to give a feeling of the eye will continue here behind the snow, the flow of the water. How come you all muted and I still hear you?
I'm unmuting myself because I don't have a phone around. It's not going to be my phone. And that way I can ask you questions.
I just saw an online lecture about productivity, and this guy was saying there is not any way multitasking. If you want to make something good, you do only this is what you concentrate on. You don't do three things.
More and more people are trying to multitask. Like they'll go to lectures and they'll look at their phone at the same time.
No way. You make
people do that a lot. I've even done it.
I know many people doing it, but he was saying if you're saying that you cannot be so irritated by so many things, you do nothing good like this.
That's what happened at the end. Yeah. I'm trying to get everything, so then you don't get you get nothing.
Yeah, that's right. You don't want to miss out on anything, but then
and then you miss. Then you don't get anything right.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Back to painting. This is indigo. I put some indigo here to make it really deep darks. And then the center can be phthalo blue. I add a little bit yellow to the blue. I work with a small brush compared to this area just to make a feeling of the movement of the water here. So it will not be flat.
Also a reflection of the house. The color, the brown. The red.
Yeah, yeah. That's beautiful, Annette. Amazing.
Wet into wet. You want to make it sure it comes together. Bleeding one into the other. Excuse me. No lines. Try to avoid lines. Don't show lines. There's no lines there. No lions and no lions. You know, people think you're done with the watercolor. You cannot go back. But it's not true. Sometimes you work on it. You like Jody today. You don't have time, but it doesn't mean that you cannot go back to this when you have spare time. Sometimes later, and then go back and continue the painting. This is not done until you decide it is done. But just remember that if you want wet on wet, you cannot expect the paint to be wet when you come back. So you want to make it on the spot. Otherwise, in 1 year. I met a painter, a Taiwanese painter. He said, I have a pile of paintings that I lost them somehow on the way, and I just put them aside. I say, okay, they will come, they will call me one day to finish them. So I just give me an idea. Okay, why not? There's always, for the beginners, always beginners. I mean, I know it for myself. The watercolor, there's a pressure because you cannot change. Once you put brush mark, you cannot change like oil paint or something. So there's always a pressure, but no pressure. Take it easy. The houses are still very boring. Boring in a way. There's a lot of things to do, to work on the windows and the roof and some snow and all this. But it's the main idea of the painting is there. Maybe I'll put the figure just to see how it feels. What brush? What brush? We need a special brush for him.
What brush are you using?
Small one.
Right.
Synthetic with a point.
Yeah.
So let's see how he feels. So if we have a feeling of a neck, it means the person is standing facing up us. And if there's small neck or hardly no neck, means we look at him from the back. Now the background is lighter, so he will be darker. No other way.
I envy the
Oh, well done.
It's live in there.
I want to say something about the connection of the legs with the floor, with the ground, with the snow in this case. Unless you really paint someone close and you want to show all the details, we think that once we show the boots or the shoes or sandals or barefoot, it will separate the figure from its surroundings. So sometimes we really eliminate dealing with this. I invented some logs here. Later on I'll put some white on top just to make it because I have my fantasy about what's going on here, you know. We don't see a chimney, but I know it's the other side. You don't see it. I see it. You don't see it. Now I don't want to make him darker. Maybe I work a little bit here more, a little bit, but it's enough. It's enough. Look how light this area is. Had it be a dark area, maybe I would make it a little bit more darker than this. But it's enough. Although he's kind of lighter value than the wall, because it stands against a lighter background, it stands there. It doesn't have to jump. Had it be darker, it would jump, as we will not remain over there. That's why I'm not sure I want to make anything with his legs. Maybe I'll do something, but right now, it doesn't feel that he's legless. Oh.
Let the snow.
Yes, he's in the snow.
On the snow.
Yes, he's in the snow. That's right. Have you seen the rabbit? You didn't see it?
Yeah.
Ah, you just missed it. You just missed it. Ah. Okay. Okay. Next time, pay attention, because you were so busy with your painting, you didn't see the rabbit crossing there. Okay. I used a little bit of burnt umber. I want to say something about the umbers. The pigment is sandy in a way. So if you leave it pure brown, sometimes it's not going to be so transparent. So what I do, I add some blue to the brown to make it a little bit more transparent. That's the idea. So, and if you can make the blue, the brown, like yellow, red, and blue, sometimes it is much better than pure. Because we see brown, we want to make brown, but still, there's limitation to the brown. And don't explain too much. We tend to explain. Look, this is a window, this is a door, this is a roof, this is this. It means we paint too much details into this because we want to explain. Better not too much to explain. The eye is very, our eyes are very intelligent. They know exactly what you're talking about. Remember this song, don't bring everybody down. Be happy. Remember? So if you just explain and explain and explain, maybe people get fed. secrets, some secrets. By the way, I see on my screen, I don't know how you see it on your screen, but I see on my screen that it looks yellowish. For me, it's a camera and my screen of the computer is doing it. I don't know how you see it, but it's not as yellow as you might see it. It's orange and burnt sienna and a little bit burnt amber. This is what these colors are. Okay. So now I want to go back to the hard work. Small brush, make gray. Our gray is cobalt blue and burnt sienna. This is our gray in this painting. I realize this is not dark enough. Now that you got it's dry. I would need some darks here to bring it forward and to help the diagonal with the guy the other side. So now we know more how to deal with the painting. Can be a nice exercise to look for one big, not big, but one tree with snow, just to make an exercise of painting one tree in the snow with all the branches and the snow on top and all this. But I think this is it would not be good for the painting just to keep every detail. I don't think I want to do this, but anyway, if you feel like you can, you know, it's a free world. Still. It just reminds me two Japanese contemporary painters. I think they are competing between themselves. Who is the craziest? In a good way, craziest in a good way. I mean, they draw the eyebrows in their portraits. All the tiny, tiny little hair they can see. So they take brush, you know, smaller than this one. This is just a, look how small it is.
Yeah.
And they take like 1/3 of this as big and just make the tiny little hair that they have on the eyebrows, just, and they show you how they make it, and they just put the brush and just look for a few seconds where it should go, and then they do the little mark like this, and then another one and another one. Beautiful paintings, but you think, oh, days just to make an eyebrow. Maybe I bring a trunk here just to close the composition better. This is a little bit too far from the figure. Like, I think it holds until here, but then this part is a little bit outside the composition.
It's connected.
Yeah, so let's make some activity here. It helps him not to stay alone. Hop. Just if you go to an art school and you have 4 or 5 years to spend there, they insist of telling you to give you classes on the composition and the importance of composition and different kind of composition, how you think about it. But when you go to a private school, people, all they want is to come in the morning, and the afternoon they want to have a beautiful painting to bring home. That's it. They don't understand the process and development and all this kind of important thing that you understand when you're dealing with this every day. You understand how important it is. You know, Jody, I was teaching already 4 or 5 classes on Zoom about perspective, about vanishing point, and when I schedule a perspective class, it's packed, you know, because people understand that they want to study this.
Yeah.
And it's not enough just one class. They need more. Like you were talking, you were asking me about these lines. Yes, this line of perspective.
Yes.
This is so important, just to make the true feeling of space. it can be beautiful painting, but if it's lack of true feeling of reality, it lacks something.
It's more than one lesson, yeah? It's the whole subject. It's the whole way of...
Okay, now I want to make darker here.
Is it easy to get hold of paints in Israel at the moment?
Pardon?
You abort them, yeah? They buy import them.
But the shop's open?
They send the delivery.
I have to be online now.
Yeah, you order it and they deliver it to you.
Right.
Now remember, people will not see the picture. They will see the painting. So make the painting beautiful.
What time do you continue till?
I think another 20 minutes.
It's your time, exactly.
I don't think it will be done, but the lesson will be done because I want to make a little bit details here, just to show how I approach it.
I'll continue it later.
Yes, it's tiring.
Not trying at all, it's just I'm not as young as fast as you.
Are we going to look at each other's today?
Yes, yes.
You put it on the gallery.
Yeah. I've gone to gallery.
Do you have to go, Jody?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have another 15 minutes with us?
Yes, I have to be gone before 11, which is 1 o'clock for you, because I teach pottery.
Okay, so in about 10 minutes we I want to make some white marks here with the gouache.
When's the next class?
I'll send you the...
Today we have at 5 p.m. Israel time. We have we paint flowers without drawing, like we work directly with a brush,
Right.
which is fun. So you can make your And then we have to see what's going on to, next week.
This is a good time for me anyway.
With the second schedule?
Yeah, maybe, but I haven't looked yet.
I send you the, I'm not sure.
But all you have is just this afternoon. That's it for this week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, add here someone. This I want to show you something here. I lift up a little bit of paint here, so I have the trunk is coming up. Now this is pretty far. Now the idea is that the border of the frame is closer to us. Okay, so everything that is touching the frame is as if coming forward. Okay. So if you make the trunks so dark, as if they are not in space, they will come towards us, and it will be like a fan, you know, like here. So I just a little bit, I took off a little bit of so I have a ghost of the trunk here, and the trunk goes. The eye will continue here, but it will not jump forward. It will remain backward. This is a kind of I can say it's a trick, but it's not trick. It's they understand the way the eyes see things. So this is okay. Here it's okay because it is closer to us. But this is far away. You don't want to bring it closer. That's why you don't want to make anything darker here than here, because this is closer to us. This is a subject. Okay. Although we have a figure here, the figure is not the subject. Okay. My teacher said there is a king and there is the prince. So this is a king. This is a prince. Okay. This is a king, the prince, and the chauffeur. Okay. This is the chauffeur. What we call in official word, or you can say the driver.
Yeah.
Yes. Chauffeur is French. It's some kind of a movie ideas about. Okay, we have here shadow of the snow. And the shadow of the snow is not a straight line. By the way, if you have remaining any pencil line that you don't like somehow, maybe later on you can erase them.
Yeah?
Yes. If it doesn't cover with layers of paint, you can still erase them. Some artists do. Because there is a lot of painters, they make a lot of marks until they get the drawing right, and then they erase and start to work with the paint, so you don't see the mark. You can see, oh, so beautiful and neat drawing, but when you see the process, you know, you can see that they work so hard to get this precision. So it's not so. So you can erase later on if you want. Now with this dark lines, we use a smaller brush. Even I can use this brush. It holds less water. more paint. If I can think about it as a, the color notes can be as a music, and when we do lines, it's like words. So if you make too much lines, it's like you talk too much. Too many lines, yes. Now those lines, they're not supposed to be a frame, okay? We want to have the darkness of the roof with the lightness of the sky. We don't want to make any line here. If we do any line there, we just we finish the painting. It's going to be a graphic design of a scene, because I don't want to make any line here, okay? As if you, because you see already that different, right? You don't have to make a line. It's like if you make a line, you want to, what we call, to explain. Hey, look, the roof until here, and from here it's the sky. We see it already. You don't have to press it too hard, okay? And if it's not dark enough, make another note with a brush. Don't make any line. So the lines that we're using with a small brush are just to make things more realistic, according to the light, according to what's going on. It's not going back and show, okay, let's go back to the drawing and draw the outline of the house, and people will know, oh, this is the house. I didn't see it. There was so much snow, I didn't see the house. No, you don't have to. It's enough. This is enough. And if it's not enough, make it darker or make this darker. It doesn't matter. But don't make any line. Some lines are, and you have to be careful, because once you have a brush like this and you're a little bit nervous, you can start to explain. Let's see, two branches with white, and then we look at the paintings. Anyway, the white of the gouache will be the whitest here, right? But it shows, yes. I'm not going to paint all the snow here, but just to show a few parts, a few spots, just to give an idea that there is a snow. whatever. Yes, I have the feeling that I will keep working on it after class.
Really?
Yes.
For finished work?
Pardon?
Will you send us on WhatsApp what it looks like when it's finished?
Yes, of course. And I'll send you, you know, part of the class that you get the recording. You can hear yourself.
Oh.
Talking. And it will be unedited, and I will edit in about a few weeks. I will edit and I will put it up on YouTube. But later on today, you will get the class. You know, get the lesson. You can see it. You have the link if you want to refresh your memory. This is a slow progress of the details, all these little weeds that come in here. It takes time. But I have to take it. No one else is here. The fella with having a hat. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye. Take care.